Alright, boys, it's been a good run. If y'all don't know, tomorrow the Nin Master release, which is the final character of the Season Pass for DNF Duel. We are not getting a Season Pass 2. I would be so surprised we're getting one. And they didn't, like, hype it up or anything as of yet. Only reason I say that is because this game did terrible in terms of, like, player base. It didn't hold on to nobody. Like, this game, I don't know the last time this game averaged, like, 50, maybe not 50, maybe 100 players. I don't know the last time that happened. It is in a terrible state right now. And even when it came out, it did okay initially, but it did not, like for fighting game numbers, it did okay. But it could not hold on to that audience, because there was nothing to really do. And the balancing was so bad. If you start from the beginning, when people, first off, for everybody, there was no single player content really besides story mode. And, you know, story mode was pretty ass, I'm not gonna lie. Story mode was garbage, because this is a game that I don't think nobody cares about DNF lore that much, especially people that was playing the game. So, I think that the story was garbage, and that was like the only single player content, unless you care about like mission mode to do learn combos and stuff, which is going to eventually get too difficult for most casual players. And then, outside of that, when it was a multiplayer, it was very bare bones. You pretty much get online lobbies, you get online lobbies and ranked match. As far as I know, I don't know if there's like an actual casual match queue. I think it's just going to a room match is casual match pretty much. So there's not much to do in the game besides play the game directly. At least Grand Blue has Grand Brews, and it has of course this came out later. This is a game that came out later, so that's different, but Grand Blue has Grand Brews, and its story mode is turn-based, not turn-based. Its story mode is like a freaking beat 'em up, so it has a lot more going for it overall. And then it had the whole like weird, what was it called? The grid system and all that. So Grand Blue had stuff, actually other shit going on. Meanwhile, when it comes to DNF, the balancing was off. You had the Infinites against Vanguard and Ghostblade that Striker could do. You had Swiftmaster easily being in a tier of his own. Then you had Vanguard, who apparently, I can't see it, but Vanguard was really crappy apparently at the beginning. He's pretty good now, but he was very bad at the beginning, from what everybody says, from what I've seen. I don't believe he was as bad as people made him out to be. Like, Launcher was atrocious. But you had that, and then Striker and Hitman, like those three characters was taking over the beginning of the game. Ranger too. But it was a very small roster as well. What was it, like 14 characters maybe? I can't even remember how many characters it launched with. Was it 13? I don't think it was. Maybe 18, I don't know. Lost of Warrior, I don't even count them because I didn't unlock them, so I'm just gonna say like 17 for now. I'm gonna say 17 when counting Lost of Warrior. So the character roster was really small as well. It was a lot of issues that culminated. It was competing with a bunch of other fighting games. I think the release was in the same month or the month after. I want to say it was within the same time or around the same time the Street Fighter 6 beta was going on. So I think the Street Fighter 6 open beta was happening, so everybody was on that or in the closed beta, so people were paying attention to Street Fighter way more. It's a way bigger hyped up game. First off, anime fighting games are usually always smaller, with Guilty Gear being the exception. And this one was going to be super small, because no, DNF isn't a popular property in the US. So that's already a big point against it. At least for US players and US fans. But trying to keep up with all these other fighting games going on, I was like, this is not going to last in the slightest. But I digress. It had some cool ideas. I think the awakenings were cool as a concept, and I like the freaking depth system. So if you don't know in this game, your meter, when it goes down to 0, if you have no meter, you can still perform. I think you need at least 1 meter. If you have 1 meter, you can perform a special move. But then your meter goes into depth. The meter recharges automatically or landing hits in this game. So if you just let it recharge on its own, you can't perform any special move while you're in meter depth, and however much you went into depth is how much it comes back, or how much you have to wait for. If you have a move that takes up, if you have 1 meter left, and you have a move that takes up 120, you have to wait until the normal amount of time for 119 to come back to get that meter back. and then you'll be out of meter depth. You'll be back to 1. Now, if you use another move, then you go right back into depth. So it's trying to encourage you to hang on to your meter. And the longer the match goes on, the more damage you take, the more meter you gain access to, up to a max of 200. Such a cool concept. You get your super move once you're like 30% lower health, which also triggers your awakening. And if you decide to go for your super, you automatically have to give up your awakening for that. So pretty much they're telling you, you better kill with this freaking awakening or with this super. A lot of cool mechanics, but we're at the end, I'm pretty sure. Nin Master looks so fun, she looks amazing, so expect to see me on stream. I'm gonna be, when she comes out, the night she comes out when I get home from work, I'm gonna try her, see how she is, then I'm gonna go into mission mode. Well, I'm probably just gonna hop straight into mission, and then go into training, see what I'm feeling. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna go to training first. See what I'm feeling about her, then go into missions, do her combos, and maybe I'll do a few matches. I'm on PS5 if you want to try to come out there and show up. See if you want to get some matches when I'm done with that part. You can catch me streaming on twitch.tv/TrueKingsden. But that's going to be it for me right now. Let me know what y'all think about the DNF Duel, but I'll take all this back if there's a season 2. I'll, of course, address that if it happens. But I did make a DNF Duel video or 2 before. But that's going to be it for me. True Kingsden, and I'm out.